under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511 by tender of payment 2 and 3.
It's not applicable to this case.
And could you tell me why, Your Honor?
Because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance. Sir?
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
Sovereign citizen squatter gets wrecked in Judge Simpson's court. Tried to pay rent with fake cashier's check using Korean numbers. Judge wasn't having it. Legal tender only. No made-up money. Should squatters get more rights or should laws crack down harder? Drop your take. Let's watch Judge Simpson shut this down.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, Your Honor?
What's your name, sir? What is the claim in this case?
Judge, this is a non-payment of rent action with a money judgment being requested as well. I'm showing that rent is due in the amount of $1,588, court costs of $217 for a total rent retained of $1,805.
And sir,
Yes.
how do you intend upon paying this?
So, Your Honor, I actually tendered payment to Group 5 Management on November 3rd. And my form of payment was refused.
Was what?
My form of payment, she refused payment.
What was your form of payment?
A cashier's check. I actually have the voided check here. And I'm asking for
You had a
yes.
cashier's check? Let me see.
If this is also the refusal in the email from the landlord. All right.
Danny, do you know anything about the refusal of payment?
I do not, Judge. Obviously, I'm standing in for Mr. Weiss. I believe my client or the client was supposed to be on. My understanding was that it wasn't a cashier's check. It was a counter or a check. And the reason it would have been refused was because he's had more than 3 checks come back as insufficient funds. But I would ask if I don't see if he's on here, Judge.
From Randolph Court or Group 5 on the Zoom? We don't have anybody checked in.
We don't.
Email.
Judge.
Hang on, Ms. Zane. He has an email saying about the refusal. Well, it's a text message screenshot.
Yes, it's a email. Actually,
Okay.
Screenshot
From a somebody with the last name of Aslam, ASLAM, indicating that they received a rent check in the sum of $1,238, which the check that he showed me was in the form of an over-the-counter check. However, must be certified funds. And then, second page, as the system will not accept this, maybe. But
Yeah, Judge. My notes on the ledger show counter check, which is a check that's not. It's one of the ones they give you from the bank, and so again, that's
Okay.
the position I was taking, anyways. It was refused.
so, sir,
yes.
is there a reason why you can't get certified funds to the landlord?
Well, they actually accepted December's rent from the same check, Your Honor, from my bank.
Okay, but if
Well, because it costs, and my defense is that under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511, by tender of payment, 2 and 3.
it's not applicable to this case.
And could you tell me why, Your Honor?
Because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
I'm sorry?
The UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
It's a commercial transaction, Your Honor.
The UCC does not apply.
Okay. So where could I find this at that says that this isn't a commercial transaction?
That would be your assertion. I'm telling you it doesn't apply to this.
Just for my understanding that the Uniform Commercial Code governs all commercial transactions in commerce. And so based off of this law, tender of payment is why my defense is that once the tender of payment was refused, at that time, the charge or the total amount was
You can't,
discharged.
even if you were to do that analysis, you can't then have unjust enrichment, which means that you want to move.
I'm sorry.
You can't have unjust enrichment, so you'd have to move because you can't have the apartment and not pay.
No, I mean, I paid the rent. They took the exact form of payment in December.
Yeah, look, we've all been broke before. Struggling to pay rent is real, no doubt. But pulling up with a fake cashier's check like it's some sacred artifact. Come on, that's not rent, that's delusion. These sovereign citizen types really think they can mind trick their way out of eviction. It's like a perfect storm of bad parenting, conspiracy rabbit holes, and way too much time online. And honestly, what's going on in Michigan lately? Every week it's another episode of getting arrested with confidence. Folks arguing with judges using blurry Google screenshots and pure vibes. One guy even tried Monopoly money, like he really thought that was gonna fly. At this point, Michigan courts need popcorn machines. It's a full-on show in there.
Sir, are you going to tender a check or no? Or certified funds to them?
I will tender payment.
Are you going to tender certified funds for the 1805?
So, Your Honor, my rent is $1,238, and just the extra $700, $600. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but if they accepted the rent payment and from my bank in December, I don't know why they wouldn't accept it now. They refused November, and then they accepted December.
Sir?
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
Yeah.
Are you going to tender certified funds to them in the amount of 1805?
I will surrender. I will submit funds.
Certified funds to them.
I plan to. It costs me to do certified, so I would.
As does the NSF transactions that they've had in the past. So that is my question to you. Are you going to submit certified funds
I'll submit certified funds.
in the amount of 1805?
I like to debate that amount because I'm not sure where that amount's coming from. My rent is $1,238. In court costs, I'm not sure what the other $600.
All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Defendant to submit $1,238, which at this point is the undisputed amount in certified funds to the landlord no later than December 29th, 2023. And then we will look at the disputed amounts. I will adjourn this matter to January 5th, 2024 at 2 p.m. And I would just note to you, Mr. Smith, that if those funds aren't in, I'm not hearing any additional argument. I will be granting a judgment, which will be for their full amount, plus what will at that point be January's rent.
Your Honor, also, the 4th I have to work. So every time that I'm coming here, I'm having to take off of work. And
Sir, I cannot help that.
I mean, is there a way that we can set a different date?
That is my next date.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next time we see this guy, he's 100% gonna be back in court like, but Your Honor, I gave them a piece of paper that said $1,200 on it. Bro, that's not how money works. You can't just write your own currency and expect people to roll with it like it's a group project. It doesn't matter if you printed it in cursive with a glitter pen, under 18 U.S. Code SS 514. That's a federal offense. Fake checks aren't a slap on the wrist. They're a fast track to an orange jumpsuit and free meals. And seriously, what is going on in Michigan? Is there a factory out there making sovereign citizens? I all got billboards saying become a lawyer. In your mind, every viral courtroom moment lately either starts with I don't consent or ends with you have no jurisdiction. And it's always Michigan. Anyway, that's a wrap for today's hearing. Let me know in the comments, was Judge Simpson fair or not? Appreciate you watching. Take care.